Today's video is extra special. It's my 35th birthday, and we're throwing it back to my childhood with a piece of tech history. Welcome back to the Circuit Sphere. This Power Mac G3 was born on my 9th birthday, October 30th, 1998. And today, we're bringing it back to life. We'll be tearing it down, Frankensteining parts from other G3s, upgrading its internals, and pushing it to its limits with some classic benchmarks and retro games. Stick around to see how this vintage powerhouse performs after a 25-year glow-up. If you're new to Circuit Sphere, I explore all kinds of tech, new, old, and everything in between. So be sure to subscribe and hit the bell. And if you really want to support the channel, consider choosing one of my 3 membership options by clicking the link in the description below. In the late 1990s, Apple faced major challenges, both financially and with its product lineup. Enter the Power Macintosh G3. Launched in November 1997, Apple's first Power Mac to feature the PowerPC G3 processor.
This processor has been developed by the partnership put in place several years ago by Motorola, Apple, and IBM.
Targeting professionals and the education market. Initially, it came in a basic beige case with a desktop, mini tower, and all-in-one models for schools. It offered toolless access, making upgrades easy, a huge plus for users needing flexibility. Starting with a 233 MHz processor, the G3 supported up to 768 megabytes of RAM, and some models had an ATA Rage 2 or Rage Pro graphics, delivering solid performance that rivaled many Pentium 2 PCs of the time. It also had SCSI, Ethernet, and ADB ports, supporting Mac OS 8 through some early versions of Mac OS 10. Apple promoted the G3's speed and reliability, leading to strong sales in professional and education sectors. It set the stage for future successes, including the bold blue and white G3 in 1998, which became part of Steve Jobs' strategy to streamline Apple's product lines and reintroduce innovative designs. In short, the Power Macintosh G3 wasn't just powerful, it helped Apple regain momentum, laying the foundation for a new era of design and performance that would define Apple's future. In the spirit of Halloween, I'm going to Frankenstein 3 computers into one. The main machine is a Power Mac G3 beige desktop manufactured on my 9th birthday. The motherboard comes from an all-in-one Power Mac G3 I sold on eBay, but was returned due to shipping damage. I'll be using a back cover from another beige G3 to replace the damaged one on this machine. If all goes as planned, we should end up with a 300 MHz Power Mac G3 desktop with 768 megabytes of RAM and a 120 gigabyte SSD running Mac OS 9.2.1. First, I'm removing the logic board from the all-in-one G3's housing. It's a matter of removing several screws, carefully detaching the sound card and Ethernet card, and then disconnecting the IDE cables. With a bit of maneuvering, the logic board comes free. Next, on the main G3, I'll remove the damaged back cover. It should slide out after unclipping, but the damage made it tricky. After working around the area, I finally got it off, using needle nose pliers to fix the metal frame. With the frame bent back, the replacement back housing fit smoothly. Before installing everything else, I vacuumed the case for a good clean. Then I slid the logic board into place, securing it with 2 screws. Afterward, I installed the sound card, attaching it to the logic board and securing it with 3 screws. Next, I added the 768 megabytes of RAM, filling all 3 memory slots with 256 megabytes each. Then, it was time for the power supply. After threading the connectors through the top of the housing, I placed the power supply in position and secured it with 1 screw. Lifting the housing's top, I plugged the power supply cables into the logic board. Next, I installed the SSD. Since it's smaller than the original hard drive, I used a SATA to IDE adapter from Amazon, linked below, and some double-sided tape to secure it to the 3.5-inch bracket. Finally, I moved to the top portion of the housing for the DVD drive. Originally, I planned to use a period-correct DVD drive, but opted for a new Asus DVD RW drive, which needed another SATA to IDE adapter. I also installed the zip drive purely for the nostalgia factor. When powering it on, issues arose. The SSD from the all-in-one G3 caused boot freezes. Even with the 9.2.1 install disk, it wouldn't boot. So I swapped out parts, like the sound card and voltage regulator, and I reseated the PRAM battery. One of the changes did the trick. I'm not sure which one, but it allowed the OS 9 installation to proceed smoothly. I suspect the issue, though, was the voltage regulator module, which I had originally left in from the all-in-one G3. To start off, let's go over the specs now that we have a complete computer. It's equipped with 768 megabytes of RAM, a 300 megahertz PowerPC G3, an Asus DVD drive, and a 120 gigabyte SSD. Checking the devices and volumes, we can see both the DVD drive and SSD are recognized. Lastly, there's the ATI Rage Pro 2 megabyte graphics card, which unfortunately is the weakest link in this setup, and something I'd like to upgrade down the line. With the new Asus DVD drive, I wanted to test movie playback. Since this Mac lacks a DVD encoder, I used a DVD patcher, Apple DVD Player 2.7 from Macintosh Garden. After installation, I rebooted and I tried to play Star Wars Episode 2, but the 2 megabytes of video memory just couldn't handle it. A future upgrade to an ATI Rage 128 card from later iterations of the blue and white Power Mac G3 with a DVD encoder might solve this. After that, I tried out Astro 3D, one of the titles from an eBay auction lot of vintage Mac games I purchased. Now, I'd never heard of this game before, but it quickly grabbed my attention with its retro vibe and surprisingly engaging gameplay. In Astro 3D, you play as Earth's last line of defense, piloting a spacecraft to protect the planet from alien forces intent on destruction. The aliens have launched Earth-destroying mines, and your mission is to intercept and destroy them before they make contact. After a few minutes, I was fully immersed. You're constantly darting around Earth, hunting down mines. Just when you think you've got a handle on things, alien ships start appearing, firing at you while you're still focused on destroying mines. What really got me hooked was the blend of strategy and action. You're not just reacting, but planning your moves around Earth's orbit, and every second counts. For anyone looking to experience some vintage Mac gaming, Astro 3D is a hidden gem worth checking out.
did.
Now for the benchmarks and SphereScore. Since I didn't have a complete system initially, I don't have pre-upgrade benchmarks, but we'll review the final results. The benchmark score came in at 6105, a relatively low score due to the underpowered graphics card, which couldn't run the Rave Bench test. Compared to other systems, it sits towards the bottom, surpassing G3s with 266 MHz and 233 MHz processors, but trailing the all-in-one G3 with a better graphics card and the original iMac G3, which succeeded this model. Moving to SphereScore. It scores a 3 out of 5 in build quality, thanks to the durable beige plastic typical of the time. In aesthetic and design, it scores 1 out of 5 for its uninspired beige box look. For expandability and upgrade potential, it's a solid 5 out of 5. You can upgrade nearly every component. It scores 4 out of 5 in historical significance as the first G3 series that helped steer Apple toward success. Finally, it scores 2 out of 5 in legacy and collector value. Although a unique machine, later G3 models like the Bondi Blue iMac overshadow it for collectors. We get a total SphereScore of 15 out of 25. All in all, rebuilding this PowerMac G3 has been a trip down memory lane and a reminder of just how far technology has come. Despite its limitations, this G3 was a powerful machine for its time, and the fact that we've been able to review it and push its capabilities even further is a testament to the quality and innovation Apple was striving for back in the late 90s. Sure, it's no powerhouse by today's standard, but for a retro Mac enthusiast, it's incredibly satisfying to see this machine up and running. Thank you for joining me on this birthday restoration project. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss any upcoming videos. I've got more vintage tech projects and some exciting comparisons in the works, so stay tuned. As always, you'll find Amazon links to the products featured in this video in the description below, and feel free to drop a comment if you have questions or memories about the PowerMac G3. I'd love to hear your stories. Until next time, thanks for watching, and keep celebrating the classics.